Hello, everybody, and welcome to day 2 of the Perfect 10. Specifically, today is titled The Perfect 10 Assets. Pun is intended. So as you are jumping on today, I am going to do a little recap of yesterday in case you missed it, in case you are waiting to kind of binge watch these episodes and how to launch your perfect 10 days before the holidays. Stay tuned. So for those of you who are just getting to know me, my name is Aubrey Worek. I am a transformation coach, a TV fitness expert, and I own and operate Fitness Envy, which is a pole dance studio in Greensburg, Pennsylvania. Give me a shout out where you're from in the comments. Maybe you're from Greensburg. Maybe you're from across the pond. I don't know. I don't think I have anybody from across the ponds, but I'd love to know where you are tuning in from. Maybe you're on your lunch break, but I want to commend you for showing up for yourself. Guys, I'm just a couple days away from my third Bikini Pro show of this year. I'm really excited about it, but I'll tell you what I'm more excited about is day 2 with P10. And every time I revisit the Perfect 10 and I look back on people's results, it really inspires me. It makes me very optimistic, and it really pumps me up so that this gives me the opportunity to serve my purpose, to help other women succeed. And it's not just about you losing weight. In fact, the weight loss, if you're interested in losing weight, is just a mere side effect. It's really about establishing that hardcore mindset. So what we talked about yesterday was the P10, Perfect 10 mindset, and how we treated our mind as if it was the foundation on our house. We don't put the roof on first. We first got to set a firm foundation. Okay, so as we're jumping on, I want to say hi to Jesse. I miss you. Heather, I will be seeing you, I'm sure, at the dojo at some point. KJ, Erica, we have some people on who are just joining in for day 2. And guaranteed, I sent out late last night the recap video of day 1. So whenever you have some drive time, or we call this no extra time, we all feel like we don't have extra time. So think about, not that we want to multitask, but those tasks that don't require our undivided attention. Maybe you're used to listening to music in the car, pop on the replay of day 1, because guys, we got into some pretty heavy things and it really set the stage for success. So the things that you are going to need today, other than some water, it helps you stay hydrated and resets your vagus nerve so you can feel very calm and present. You're going to need to get some agua. You're going to need to start to close out the tabs on your phone. And the good news is you might not be getting text blitz campaigns by all the different political campaigns that were going on over the last couple weeks. Maybe we'll have a little quiet on our text messaging so you can focus and put the blinders on. You know, we live in a time now that we don't do a lot of live events, like in-person events. And so the way that I can operate and share my services with you, help you succeed at where you are in this season of life, is through the virtual world. So I want to thank you guys for taking that next step and showing up, because our lives get so busy. And sometimes we even feel like taking 4% out of our day, those 60 minutes out of the 40 minutes of our day, is too much. But I'm here to tell you it's not. And I'm living proof, and we have hundreds of other women who are living proof of that as well. So make sure you have downloaded the Perfect 10 workbook / manual, because we talked about this manual specifically yesterday. And I'm not going to go through it and read it for you. Although if you ever want me to, I guess I can. If you find that helpful, maybe it is. But I want you to make sure that you read it from start to finish. It's not going to take you a long time, but it's going to give you defined clarity on what you need to do over the course of 10 days and why 10 is the magic number, and why the perfect 10 doesn't even have to be perfect. However, what you do have to do is do it. And I'm going to recommend something big. Don't lie to yourself. And we lie to ourselves when we start to not really follow a plan that we sign up for. We've all done it. I've done it. Let's talk diet, right? When we are like, well, I have a coach, I'm checking in with him or her, but I'm not owning the fact that I had a little bit of cheese here and there, that I had some extra, maybe I just sampled some wine at a winery, or you know what, maybe I had 5 drinks instead of 2 drinks. And it's not so much that you're lying to your accountability coach, you're lying to yourself. And what happens is we get into a habit of lying to ourselves. And that's what we talked about with the mindset yesterday. So the last thing that you're going to need is a pen and a journal, okay? And this is going to be really crucial because yesterday we talked about taking it a step further. We did a very powerful visualization exercise. Hello, Gay. Hey, Yvette. Hey, Jillian. What we did, in case you missed it, and you got to go back to do the whole thing to make it really hit home, is that we visualize ourselves as a young girl. Now, I talked about how I saw myself as a 7-year-old the first day of first grade, and I rooted around my house for pictures of me when I was younger. I didn't find that specific picture because I think that it's at my parents' house. I know it is, but I found some other pictures. And what we did, we had a conversation with that young girl. And what happens is if we are not matching the identity that we want right now, we're lying to that young girl who's still inside of us. Because that young girl, she was a dreamer. I know she was. And she believed that she could be and do anything, right? So what happens along the way? Life gets lifey, as we say. And we kind of get kicked around. And we have these 2 little images on our shoulder, the angel on one side and the devil on the other. They both serve a purpose. And the angel and the devil kind of symbolize, the angel symbolizes our subconscious mind that learns like the 7-year-old. The devil can kind of symbolize the conscious mind mixed with the analytical mind, where we overanalyze things with the analytical mind. And the overanalysis creates paralysis. And then what happens is that conscious mind has been programmed after the age of 7 to operate in a brainwave state called beta, where in beta, we have the monkey mind. We got 60,000 thoughts that are running through our brains every day. The majority of those thoughts are negative. So give yourself some grace. If you're like, dang it, man, why do I lie to myself? And you immediately want to shame yourself. The lowest vibratory emotion on the emotional scale is shame. Right? We don't feel good when we shame ourselves, but we get into a habit of it. So what if you flip that script, and what if you show up for yourself over the next 10 days with Perfect 10, you go all in, what would happen? You tell that little devil on the shoulder, poof, poof, you flick him off. And you allow the angel to shine. The angel is essentially you as the young child. And yet, gals, you still have time to do your homework, which I call you work, right? Because oftentimes people don't want to do homework. We want to do our you work. It's much more fun. I want to give a shout out to Rachel Mugley, Tanya Godino, Stephanie Marie. Specifically, I want you guys to see their you work. And that is a parent that they wrote on a sticky note. Stop. I'm a perfect 10. Sorry, you have to read this backwards. Stop, I'm a perfect 10. And they put it on a picture of them when they were younger. And then they took it a step further. The assignment was to place it either on your bathroom mirror, on your refrigerator, or in your pantry. And I got 3 pictures. I did all 3. Okay, because this was something to me to remind myself that, you know what, Aubrey, you're 3 days out from your next pro show. And I was in maintenance mode. And I had to check myself. Maintenance mode's not bad. But what if I could be better than maintenance mode? Last but not least, yesterday we talked about the 3-prong fork in the road. Gals, you got 3 choices to make today and 3 choices to make after Perfect 10. 1, you can continue to do what you're doing and probably maybe stay the same. Like I was saying, I owned it. Oh man, I'm in maintenance mode. 2, you can sabotage yourself and go backwards And what happens is typically we fall victim to our environment, the people that we associate with that maybe aren't bringing us up, right? We turn a blind eye to stuff that is truly our calling in life. Or number 3, what I woke up with today. But what if I could be better? And are you making choices in your life to be better? Because I'm going to be real with you. Most of you right now in this group doing the perfect 10, maybe you're like, Aubrey, I want to show up for these 3 days, but I'm not ready to do the perfect 10 because I'm not good at leading myself through programs. That's why you need a coach. A lot of you might say, but I need more than 10 days and I want to transform. And for those of you who want more than 10 days, you're going to meet 2 of my very special clients tomorrow. We're going to do some client interviews tomorrow for the Perfect 10 tool set. And that's probably my most powerful day because sometimes the law of familiarity, those of you get to know me, you hear my voice, wah. You need to hear a different voice. You need to start to see the proof that's in the pudding and hear it to make these other stories relatable, right? Okay, so let's now give yourself a little shimmy. When was the last time you shimmied? When I was a little girl in tap dance class, I loved to shimmy. Shimmy it up. Okay, this is a very mild shimmy. I can hardcore shimmy. So do a little shimmy. We also did a little EMF tapping. We were joking around, pretending that we were doing the Tarzan call to action. This helps to raise your vibe, your peak state. And by the way, I sit on a stability ball. So if you see me bouncing around, it's because I'm on my stability ball. So gals, we are going to move into the Perfect 10 asset. We're going to talk about the Perfect 10 format specifically on exercises. I got a lot of questions on that. So please, I want to reiterate, you have to read this from start to finish. And with any program, you got to clear it with your doctor, right? Use common sense, right? You don't want to say, Aubrey told me exactly how to eat like this and I'm starving, right? No Chris Farley moments. Let's be real. Don't lie to yourself. Okay? Okay. So I'm going to turn to the very popular page of page 22 where it says the Perfect 10. This is what your 10 days will look like and how this evolved. I chose 10 days because it takes 9 days for your liver to reset itself and cleanse. So I took it a step further for 10 so that we can finish up with your pictures, measurements, and that sort of thing. Past results, people have lost a minimum of 5 pounds. I've seen a maximum of 9 pounds in 10 days. And you're like, well, that's not all fat. Well, yeah, doy. But guess what? You feel really good, right? Releasing the crap that was in ya. Literal crap, right? Ain't nobody got time for that. So on page 22, I've chunked this into working on days 1 through 3, 4 through 6, 7 through 9, and then ta-da, the last day. I really ask you, if you finish that 10th day, please post your results in this group. Not only for you, not only for me, but also to pay it forward to others, to give them that newfound sense of hope, that share your story, right? Maybe you were struggling with moving the scale. Maybe you're struggling with your hormones, with your sleep. Maybe your mind was all sorts of messed up. Please, please share these results. Don't keep it to yourself. My husband did 75 hard. If you don't know what that is, look it up. Anybody can do 75 hard, but it's hard. This is 10 days, not hard. You can do this for 10 days. Show up for yourself. And I will celebrate you. We will celebrate you when you do. So as we're looking at this, I'm going to go general. You are going to first start the program each day with a gratitude list. There's power in gratitude, and that sets your mind ready for the day. We learned yesterday that when we go to bed, the lymphatic system does some work. We talked about the lymphatic system when the liver is too clogged. That's why we're doing the nutrition part. But the gratitude part, this happens, the lymphatic system starts to cleanse the brain free of neurotoxins. So that's why when we wake up, refreshed in that theta state, and we start about to go into the 60,000 thought beta wave state, oh my gosh. Instead, what we'll do, we'll take some deep breaths. We're going to focus on what we're grateful for. And we'll take it a step further, because in the evening, you're going to write about what the best thing was about your day. So what I wrote, you guys were on my list at the top of my day today. I'm very grateful that you're showing up and doing this program. I couldn't do what I do without people like you. Okay? We have this beautiful dance that we do together. Very cool. At the end of my day yesterday, I wrote down the best thing that happened during my day. And it was hard to pick one, because this helps me rewire my brain from being a pessimist my whole life to being optimistic. I took a walk in the woods with my son at golden hour, and we swang on the swings right as the sun was setting. It was a beautiful day, and I hope I'll always remember it. It was awesome. And it totally deflected and dissolved any type of crap that hit the fan for my day yesterday. Because was my day perfect yesterday? Heck no, guys. Heck no. But unless I focus on the gratitude sandwich, right? I have that first piece of calorie-free, carb-free bread at the top of my day, and then that nice little piece of yumminess at the end. Oh my gosh. We are setting up the success snowball. It just keeps building and building. And I'm on a quest to rewire my brain to be optimistic, even when this camera is off. Okay? All right. Now, we are doing something called habit anchoring. This is why it's imperative that you do these types of things around a habit you already have, like brushing your teeth. So that's why you want to do the gratitude list before you brush your teeth in the morning for the next 10 days. You're also going to find a protocol that I've implemented over the last 4 years with myself and with my clients from the medical medium, Anthony William, that has to do with drinking lemon water, okay? Don't put honey in your lemon. Don't heat the lemon water. Get good old purified water, not tap water. Follow the plan, okay? Because we like to get fancy. Well, Aubrey, what if I do cinnamon and cayenne pepper? Isn't it going to make it better? I'm going to say right now, no. Okay? So, and if you don't believe me, then I encourage you to read the book, Cleanse to Heal, and understand the reasoning behind it. So, or some people say, well, I do apple cider vinegar. I'm not even going to open that can of worms. Okay? We'll talk about, unless you guys want to open the worms. So anyway, follow the protocol. All right? Trust the process. Because if you lie to yourself, if you say, I did it and it didn't work, did you? Okay. Next, the exercise protocol. Everything is in reps of 10. And if you turn to page 20, we're in 22, 23. Whoops, I have to back up. The page beforehand shows you the examples of the exercises. For many of you in this group, you're fit girls, you know how to do squats, push-ups, and ab crunches. And it's meant to be simple, because yesterday we talked about the KISS principle, and I rewrote that acronym. Keep it simple to succeed. All right. And in order to make exercise a habit, if you've lost that, keep it simple. You don't have to do all the things. I've worked with top athletes who have fallen down in life, and they're like, how do I get back into a workout routine? Well, we have to start from scratch. But I guarantee this time, just because you're starting from scratch doesn't mean you're not starting with experience. Okay? So no more boo-hooing like, I used to be in shape. What happened to me? Guess what? You're going to get into it still, but now you have experience. And that is going to be your new identity. That's you 2.0, right? Last year for my One Pro show, I called myself AWO 2.0. This year I'm AWO 3.0. I'm just going to keep growing. You want to come along with me? Make sure you hit me up after this. We can have a connect call. All right. So you're going to do those exercises. Some of you are like, Aubrey, is that it? Should I stop my regular regimen? No, absolutely not. If you have a regular exercise routine currently, continue to do that. All right. This is going to be something in your tool set. These 10 reps of 3 exercises, it's in your toolbox now, because maybe you go on vacation and you're like, well, I don't have a gym. I don't have my regular routine, but I do have the P10 mindset. And the P10 mindset is to kiss it And you are going to do your 10 squats, 10 push-ups, and 10 crunches every day. Okay. Word. Yesterday, I learned that Dan told me word is bond. B-O-N-D. Thank you for schooling me on that. Okay. So anyway, that's the gist. I hope that makes sense. Now, you can start P10 anytime you want. But the point of these coaching calls is that you get to know me, my style, and you get to make a decision. Do I want to talk to Aubrey about potentially signing up for her transformation programs? Okay. My transformation program is called Envision. You're going to get a chance, like I said before, to meet and hear from some of my rock star clients, which in my opinion, they're all rock stars. But they have some really powerful results that I think that some of you can really relate to when they were struggling in life. So let's take a moment. I want to hear from you in the comments how you are feeling today. If you could be any emoji today, what is that emoji? Is it fired up? Is it a heart? Maybe it's the cowboy emoji. Give me some emojis. Dan's going to be looking in the comments for me. Okay. Now, guess what? I am not just going to show you or to talk about those 3 exercises. I got some other things that is going to help you build your hourglass. An hourglass that takes you minutes, not hours. Boom. How about that? For a hook. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you some of my top tips that I love to show people. And before that, let's talk about that gap. I'm not talking about the inner thigh gap. I am talking about the gap that you tried to close yesterday. We got one more gap to close. All right. So now I want you to drop in the comments if you're comfortable with it, because I never was until recently. What is your chronological age? What's your chronological age? I am 44. But biologically, I'm like at least 34. I don't know. But I do feel very much not in alignment with the number 44, but there can be some pride with the number 44 as I am hoping to inspire other people, maybe younger than me. Okay. So drop in the comments your chronological age. You can always mix that with like, hey, I'm 54, but I feel like I'm 24. Shimmy. Okay.
38, 32, the big 50.
Okay.
47.
Okay. 38. We got our 30s, our 50s. Awesome. Great representation, guys, for showing up for yourself. Okay. So now, this is the tough part. You are going to focus on the present you and the future you. Okay, so the present you is your current chronological age. The future you, get into your DeLorean, and we're going there, is 80 years old. Because I don't think I have anyone who's 80 in this challenge. The last one I had somebody, the oldest participant I had was 72. Okay. And just because we are 72 and above doesn't mean like we're not in the grave yet. Sometimes people just count themselves out. They're like, yeah, I'm old. And they just like, I don't want to say give up, but there's like a part of them that they're like, I'm in the season of kind of like not giving an F. And that's cool with different aspects of your life. I'm not saying that like, oh my gosh, when I'm 80, I am still doing bikini competitions. I mean, guys, you never know. Maybe I just can't shake this habit, my addiction, right? I'll tell you where I want to be when I'm 80, because it is really hard for me to fathom what I'll look like and feel like. But where I see myself when I'm 80 is that I'm still thriving with the gifts that God has given me, and not just physically. That I'm still able to inspire myself and show up for myself. That I'm able to focus on the different aspects of my life that I still want to up level, because I'll tell you what the hell else you gonna do, right? Netflix and chill when you're 80? Come on, guys, that gets old real quick, okay? So take a moment. Let's do a quick little visualization here. Give me a little shimmy. Give me your call to action, your gorilla thalamus stimulation. Oh. And a big breath. And swallow. If you're not driving, close your eyeballs. Have that sensory deprivation. Can you picture yourself, what you'll look like at 80? I don't know, right? I don't know what I'm going to look like, but I'll tell you what do you want to feel like? Do you want to feel proud of yourself that you look back at where you are now, your chronological age, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you for taking that step towards improving your life, to stepping in to the best body, the body of your dreams. Because stepping into the best body of your dreams is not just about the physical. It's about how you'll get there and what that will make of you. What will that make of you? You become completely different. You can defy your genetics. You can defy the odds. Now, if you flip the script, and let's say you didn't do anything, and at 80, your health is declined, you never really got to see what it felt like again in your 30s, 40s, or 50s, what it was like to just thrive in your earth suit. And what I call, you get the keys to the Corvette. See what it's like to drive that. And none of us know what's going to happen along the way until we get to be 80. But I'll tell you what, if your present self and your future self can have this conversation, you're going to make a deal. You're going to make a deal with your older self to say, you know what? I'm not sure what life is going to throw my way. But what I can control, I am going to promise you, I'm going to own it. And I'm going to show up for that 80-year-old version of myself. So take a breath. Sit up tall. Swallow. And you can open your eyes if you'd like. That was a tough one. I think that's a tough one. I commend you for trying it. So these are some exercises that I do mentally with my clients. Whenever we get stuck, whenever we get hit by the brick wall. And I hope, and my prayer for each of you showing up, is that maybe you go back and you listen to this and see what sticks with you. Is it the gratitude sandwich? The success snowball? The visualization? And if you start to feel something, these emotions, the energy in motion, take that as an action step, as that push forward. Is this in alignment with your core values? Is this something that you feel called to do? Don't quiet that voice by the little devil on your shoulder. Instead, take that road to start to up-level yourself. Okay. So as you're playing full out, give me a little heart emoji. Tomorrow I am going to see who is playing full out, who's doing their U work. I do want to gift away a peak performance coaching call where you and I are going to analyze where you are in this season of your life to say, is a transformation program like Envision, is it right for you right now? And guys, there's no pressure. It's not like I'm trying to come to your door, beat it down, and be like, you have to do this. No, it's a matter of again, I'm looking for people who are looking for me. So if it's not you, maybe it's a friend and you want to say, hey, I want to gift my friend that call that I won. Something like that. Okay, are we ready to move, Dan? Are we ready to move for the hourglass? Okay.
Some hearts coming in, playing full out.
Okay, good. All right, so last session with my P10 launch, I showed you guys something called the perfect peach. And this is an exercise that wakes up the sleepiest part of the booty, the glute medius. And I thought, well, what else can I give them? Because the whole premise of P10 is that you don't need a gym, you don't need equipment. All right, so I'm sticking with that. Because if you're like, well, I know so many better exercises than what Aubrey showed me. Word is bond. I get it. But If you're on vacation, you're like, man, my ass feels like it's going to become a pancake. You want to do this little peach picker upper. This is the best exercise to avoid having ass amnesia and to activate your glutes. So we are going to do the perfect peach exercise and wake up the glute medius with another special technique that is called the proprioceptive feedback loop. And it requires you to get frisky with yourself, ladies. So warm up your hands. I mean, not that frisky. I mean, kind of. All right. So the reason why I was shooting this indoors today is that, well, it's a little chilly outside and I was being a little bit of a baby, but I wanted to take you to my stairs. We all have a set of stairs. Dun, da, da, da. Look at that. Stairway to heaven right there in our house. And we are going to do this exercise that, believe it or not, I would say, I want to make sure I can see that bottom step. That could be like a physical therapy exercise. So first of all, stand up if you're at your house, find your stairs, warm up your hands if they're a little chilly. I'm going to take my glasses off because it doesn't go with the outfit. There we go. All right, now I'm Superman. Okay, now you're going to palpate on your butt right where you would have pockets. Maybe you have pockets on it. And I'm going to take you to Fitness Envy land real quick. You're going to go right cheek, left cheek, right cheek, left cheek. Can you pop and lock your booty? All right, don't worry, this isn't it, right? So you're going to pop and lock your booty. But what that means is I'm pushing my glutes into my hands, okay? Now, can you go both cheeks? If you can, there might be a job for you down at your local gentleman's club. You never know. Okay, so keep going, right cheek, left cheek. As you're doing this, if you have what I call ass amnesia, you might have to squeeze your own butt, right? Hello in there. This is from an exercise science standpoint called the proprioceptive feedback loop. I am touching the body part in effort to make a better mind-muscle connection. Now, if you're wearing a pair of Lululemons right now, those suckers are holding you in. It's going to be hard to flex that muscle. Go and put on a cheap pair of Target leggings. It's going to be a lot easier. Okay, you want to flex your glutes like you are flexing your bicep. And this one's like the easiest one to do because we're all trying to bring the groceries in one trip. We're used to working the biceps. Okay, so now that you've got the right cheek, left cheek, now we're going to take it a step further. I want you to get up on the step. This is called a hip hike. Hold on here. Let me back it up. Beep, beep. We need some music. Next, as I get more advanced with this, I'll have Dan, I'll have him cue the music, like Juvenile, back that thing up. Okay, so here we go. Now, you're going to take your hand and place it on your butt cheek that is on the step, okay? Hand on the butt cheek that's on the step. Good. And what we're going to do, without bending our knees, you're going to try to dip your big toe down to touch the floor and then hike your hip up. Big toe, dip it down and back up. Oh, I hear it. He's got Juvenile playing in the background. Oh, good, Dan. Bring it on over. Let's have some fun. You know what? Drop in the comments a video of you guys twerking. That's what I want to see. That you'll definitely win at that point. Okay. Thank you. That's good. Now I've lost all concentration because I'm just thinking about twerking. Okay. So as you're doing this hip hike, what this is doing, I'll show you from the rear view, is activating your glute medius, that lazy part of the glute, the one that we want to lift our butt and make it the juicy peach emoji. So at minimum, you're going to do 10 reps. I'm feeling it. If you are feeling it, drop the fire emoji in the comments when you can. Let's be balanced. I don't want you walking out of here with a lopsided booty. So take the hand that is on the glute of the supporting leg that's on the step. Without bending your knee, you're going to drop down, dip your big toe down to touch the floor, hike your hip up. Dip it down, hike it up. You're going to feel a stretch, okay, even in your outer hip, maybe that IT band. Keep going. I'm going to show you from the rear view. As you're doing this, push your glute into your hand into your glute, and squeeze the bejesus out of that butt cheek. Dan, do we have any fire emojis just yet? Do we feel that? So gals, that is called essentially a hip hike. Do not take that sucker for granted. I'm telling you, this is where it all started, how I built my butt. Now, genetically, you might be like, Aubrey, you have such a sway back, girl. You've always had that butt. True, but guess what? It got better thanks to that exercise. All right, round of applause for us, round of applause. Okay, the next one that I decided to keep because I thought, am I going to switch this next one up this time? And I'm keeping it because you might not be doing it anymore. This next one is called, it's a towel cinching crunch, but I'm calling it Snatch That Waist. And if you've never snatched your waist, Dan didn't know what that meant, but we are going to try, especially if you've had diastasis recti or any umbilical hernias, this can actually help that, even if it's been a couple years. It's helped me. I had some pretty wicked diastasis recti. I could put like 3 or 4 of my fingers between my linea alba. The linea alba is the line that is right here where your like that internal six pack is. And I still have it. I still have separation in my abs. I have a little bit of an umbilical hernia, that little frowny face. But I've worked on my frowny face with these exercises. So you are going to need a towel. I would say a beach towel, or this is like a really long bath towel to do this exercise. I learned this exercise from a physical therapist. In fact, pretty much these first two are PT related. So bow down to your physical therapist friends. They know what's up. Last time I'm going to say word is bond. Okay, so I'm going to come down. And this is to get that snatched waist, to avoid having like the Buddha belly. And guys, you know what? No judgment. Do I have the world's most snatched waist? Of course I don't. But is it better than since I've had my son? Yeah, heck yeah it is. So I'm happy with that. All right, so you're going to take the towel and fold it in, fourths, in half, and then another time, so that it's like this long belt at your back. Now, this other one, if you're going to get frisky with yourself, this next one, I don't want to hear about it. So first of all, you got to squeeze 2 very personal areas. Personal area number 1 is Kegel. So you're going to pretend like you have one of those, are they called Benoit balls? Up in there, up in your lady town. So you're going to squeeze your pelvic floor. But you know what happens? People tell me this all the time. Aubrey, I can't feel it. And I'm like, good God. Then squeeze your butthole. Okay? You got to squeeze your pelvic floor and your butthole. That is part of your core. That is the mula bandha, gals. And people don't want to say the word butthole because it doesn't sound sexy. I don't blame you. All right. But I'm saying it. So you're going to squeeze your mula bandha. And automatically what happens, you're like, oh, hi there. So I have my pelvic floor, my butthole. That's contraction number 1 and 2. Pelvic floor, butthole. Contraction number 3 is the Uddiyana bandha, or the umbilical region. So you'll exhale and think about taking your belly button like a J hook up underneath your ribs. Okay, that's the trifecta of contractions, people. So now, relax. You're going to take your towel this time and you're creating a tourniquet around your waist. So I want to engage my trifecta now that you know what that is. In 3, 2, 1. Pelvic floor, butthole, belly button, and crunch up. Relax. Do it again. Crunch with the trifecta all the way up. You're pulling that towel tight across your body, teaching that linea alba to start to close up. But also, I think more importantly, vaginal rejuvenation. How awesome is that? So pelvic floor, and you're not going to pee when you're jumping on a trampoline. It's not as much. And you're now getting a stronger core so that it's easier for you to have better posture, for you to snatch that waist when you're standing up at a party, not looking like you're standing like a Buddha doll. Inhale, exhale. 10 reps of those. So that is your snatch waist crunch. If you've never done those before, definitely give me something in the comments like word is bond. I'm not going to say that again. That's so annoying. I'm sorry. Okay. So when I think of the hourglass goddess workout, I think of a woman that has nice voluptuous hips, that has that snatch waistline, But in order to create the hourglass shape, which I've worked a long time on, I wouldn't say that I am the definition of hourglass, but I have beat my regular frame from SpongeBob SquarePants to improving it to be more feminine and hourglass-like by this last technique. And this is to build your shoulders. So you want to think the bigger your shoulders are, the smaller your waistline is going to look. Remember, I've been working on building bodies for the last 2 decades, including my own. And I learned something new with each season as it evolves in the world of exercise physiology. So if we want to get bigger shoulders, ask yourself this: how many times are you doing shoulders a week, girl? Right? If you're only doing them once, do them twice, dang it. Right? So you can take a look at your body and say, like, how can I create more of that hourglass? Now, on the last session of P10 in the summer, we did something called the downward dog facing push-up. I'm going to show you that real quick, and then I'm going to give you another one that you can do with your good old-fashioned towel. Technically, I know this might be a piece of equipment, gals, but we all own a towel. We can do this. All right, so this is actually another appropriate naughty exercise that maybe your significant other will like, or maybe, we could play some more juvenile with that one. But the downward dog facing push-up, if you've never done down dog, it's basically an inverted V. You're going to take your hands outside your shoulders, come up to your tippy toes, shake out your head, relax your neck, bend your elbows out to the side, and then shove the floor away. Bend out and shove. You're going to do 10 of these to activate your shoulders. So we did this last time, but I want you to think about feeling it in your shoulders, okay? Now, a lot of these, so with that being said, that little down dog shoulder press, that's such an easy way if you don't have equipment while you travel or during your day to do something that's called exercise snacking. Throw that sucker in there, 10 reps. Now, the bonus that I want to show you with the towel that is pretty eye-opening for people to work their shoulders, it's kind of fun. I'm going to flip this up again. Hey there, Stephanie. Hey there, Christine. Good to see you guys jumping on. Okay, so with this towel shoulder raise, you're going to think like you are doing like a row your boat. So I'm going to step with my feet shoulder distance apart. I'm going to lift, this is my right arm, up shoulder height, and I'm going to pull down into a tug of war. Come up and down. So you can think of this like that you're rowing a boat, or really flossing. I can feel my anterior delt working, and then you can play around with it. Maybe your medial delt working, and keeping the elbows pretty darn straight. I can feel that tension. Resistance equals results. You can also do this if you tip from your hip. Look at that. The rear delt raise. You could do 10 reps for the front, side, and back of your shoulder. Try a couple reps. Now the key is to feel it. If you're like, Aubrey, it's hard to feel it. Practice. And don't stop until your arms fall off. Just kidding. Don't stop until you feel it, gals. All right? Lock out those elbows, come up to your shoulder, and back. It's also helpful, because right now I can't touch this muscle for that proprioceptive feedback loop, but what I can do, you can record yourself, post in the comments, that makes me happy, or I can watch myself in the mirror. A lot of times we might feel like, oh, I don't want to look at myself in the mirror at the gym, I'm being vain. You know what? You could say that or flip the script, say, I just want to see if I got good form. And I want to feel it. I don't be wasting my hour not feeling it. Okay. So you have that 3-way there of working the anterior, medial, and posterior deltoid with a towel, gals. Boom. Can I get some snaps and claps for that? I really like that one. I don't know about you guys. All right. So, Dan, if we got any questions on those, can you let me know? I'm gonna mosey back over here. I'm gonna get a drink. Now, for those of you who are playing full out, I want you to put on your calendar today when you're going to do those 3 exercises, the hourglass goddess workout. And then once it's on your calendar, this can be handwritten or in your phone on Outlook. I want you to screenshot it, and you're going to post it in day 2 assignments. I'm going to pin the post, and that's going to be your you work for today. You might be like, Aubrey, I just did these exercises with you. Well, you got to do them again. No biggie, you can do it. It's only 10 reps. But what I want to see is the fact that you are scheduling this, okay? So this is the next important asset to your perfect 10. If you plan your work, you're working to, wait, hold on. Sorry, this one I came up with. Work your plan, plan your work, all right? And then we've all heard this, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So making sure that you are incorporating this in addition to your P10, 10 squats, 10 push-ups, 10 crunches, that you're doing that little hourglass and juicy peach workout. Very simple because we want to succeed. All right. So let's take a look here. We got our, those down dog push-ups. I'm calling those sexy shoulders. I forgot. Not just down dog push-ups. It's lame. I want to do down dog push-ups. I want to do some sexy shoulders. Yes, have some fun with this. Okay. All right, guys. So in summary, if nothing changes, nothing changes. It is so vital to the success of your next 10 days and maybe on that you define your new identity. What is this girl, this woman, this Shira energy? What does she look like? What does she feel like? What does she talk like? How does she act? It's like this, okay, when you are in your sweatpants, okay, and no makeup on, you got your Clark Kent glasses on, do you feel how do you feel? Like, I feel comfy, cozy. I don't feel like maybe going out like anywhere fancy because I'm not dressed that way. Then take it that next step. Like, okay, if I put on eyelashes and lipstick and I do my hair and I put on my favorite colored outfit, I'm going to behave a little different. Just like a football player puts on his helmet and his padding, right? He's going to suddenly embody that character. Or like a ballet dancer. So I want you to think about how you want to identify, what you can step into any role. But if you're ready for that transformation, for my Envision program, you're going to hear from 2 of my gals. They're not bikini competitors. That's not their goal. Sometimes people think that is my program, that I train bikini competitors. I train women who want a transformation, who are busy, career-driven perhaps, ready to succeed. They're ready to play full out. They want the whole mind, body, spirit transformation. They just want to show up their 2.0 self. Some of them along the way might end up entering a fitness competition because that is a vehicle for them to get a fire lit under their beautiful peach emoji. But others, the majority of my clients, they're like, yeah, nah, dog, just Aubrey Worek lighting a fire under me is enough, okay? The common objections that I hear to signing up for a transformation program are, I ain't got the time, I ain't got the money, I know what to do, thanks, peace out, okay? I've heard everything under the sun. And I've learned that when people give me their facts that they're making an excuse, they're not talking to me, they're talking to themselves, right? Like, Aubrey, I don't have the money. And then in the same breath, I see them getting the next tattoo that they're posting on Facebook, or they're going out for drinks with friends, blowing it out with their vape. And that's fine. Or like the false eyelashes, whatever. There's no judgment. But you can't lie to yourself saying I don't have the money when you're spending money on other things that perhaps is not what you want, or what you say that you want and then you don't want it, right? It's like that oxymoron. The other thing that I hear a lot is like, I'm too busy. We can't use that one because we all busy. We are all busy. And you don't have to spend 3 hours in the gym, as you can see, to get results. A lot of my clients have started with a P10 format with exercise, and they start to evolve because we manipulate time. So there is the cost shift that you'll hear from one of my clients tomorrow, which she cost shifted. She said, you know what, Aubrey, I'm going to give up getting my nails done like weekly, and I'm signing up for your program. And I was like, yeah, let's go, girl, because ain't nobody looking at your nails. They're going to be looking at your fine, sweet peach emoji. And you can paint your own nails, okay? No offense if you're obsessed with nails. Just using this as an example. Okay, the other thing with time management. Sometimes we don't know where the energy leaks are until we shine that bright light on them. Our energy leaks would not be surprised to you with us doing things that take us off our path. The stuff that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter perhaps to, we could say get distracted on social media. We all do. But what derails us the most? I hear from people a lot like work. We say that work. All right. Well, we work on putting boundaries up against that. So we become more efficient. Gang, because we all have an attention span, and it's not that great. We live in a world where our brain is scrambled like an egg. So having a coach guide you to say, hey, you're going to focus on this one thing. Remember yesterday, I had the Men in Black wand. Can somebody get me that for Christmas, by the way? How much are one of those things? I want them to work. I don't want a fake one. Get me the Men in Black wand that helps erase memories. I'm just kidding, kind of. Okay, but this is my Men in Black wand. Okay, your fresh start, or you're focusing on the one thing, not all the other distractions that are hit you in the face. And that one thing might be like, hey, I'm getting my butt to the gym today. Or, hey, I am doing my hourglass goddess workout. It takes me 3 minutes. Okay.
Got a question.
Yeah.
From Diane. Does this program help with menopause weight gain?
Diane asked a question, does this program help with menopause and weight gain? Well, the short answer is, I don't know until you try it, Diane. I've had other women who absolutely yes. My one client, she's not going to be interviewed tomorrow, but my one client specifically, the reason why she signed up with Envision is because she did Perfect 10. And she's like, Aubrey, I even had a functional medicine doctor tell me that I'm not going to be able to lose weight unless I do all these supplements and his laser protocol. And guess what? She did P10 and she lost 5 pounds in those 10 days. And she's like, word, I am signing up with you. And she did. And she's one of my best clients. And she's continued to lose weight every single week. So she already hit her goal weight in the first, 2 months. And now she's like, I'm going to hit she's going to hit the goal weight that she had in 10 years before her transformation is done. And she is in menopause. So I hope that is helpful, Diane. And my best advice, she's the kind of person that she tried everything. And she's like, I will only know if P10 works for me if I do it as a perfect 10. It wasn't like, hey, I'm going to have some cheese on the weekends and drink a 6-pack of beer and then I'll get right back on it. No, she did it over the 10 days as it's intended. And she read why it had to be over those 10 days. So Diane, I would love for you to try it. I feel very confident that it would help you with the menopausal weight gain, but I don't know until you try it full out. Good question. Any other questions? Okay. It is about that time. If you have any other questions, like what the heck is P10? Where do I start? I'm going to say catch the replay, but I will also address those questions because I might not have been that clear. All right. So make sure you are posting your U work. Your U work is to snap that screenshot so I know what time of the day today that you're doing the Hourglass Goddess. And you could be like, well, heck, in 7 minutes, I'm going to do that. Post it. If you post it before I post the post, then you could post it in this thread too. All right, guys. I'll go one more time. Anything else I need to touch upon here, Dan? He's my quality control over here.
You covered it, yeah.
Okay, what we're going to be doing tomorrow. So tomorrow you are going to hear from Hannah and Jen. We're going to pull them on. Hopefully technology won't be too techy. It will help. You're going to hear firsthand from how they've done Perfect 10. Actually, both these women did Perfect 10, and that's when they signed up for Envision, because they were like, okay, this chick is not, this chick is legit, okay? And guys, this is like dating, right? If you feel like, you know, our signs are compatible, then I'd love to do a connect call with you. If you're like, gosh, what's her rising sign? She's insane. Then, you know, that's okay. We're just not meant to be. And maybe throw somebody my way who's compatible with my sun sign, Aquarius, by the way. All right, guys, I digress. But I want to see your name popping up in my feed tomorrow, 11:30. It's the last day. It's the last day that we are doing this. And it means so much to me that you're here. I really want you to know that you're a part of my gratitude sandwich today. Thank you, guys. A big heart emoji to each and every one of you live and the replay. Ciao for now. Bye, everybody.